Last time on Reckless Attack.
With no time to plan, a fierce battle engulfs the party. Quick thinking from Giannis Varga and a strong response from the party keeps the casualties to a minimum. But how many more will fall before the night is over? Find out this week on Reckless Attack.
And welcome back to another episode of Reckless Attack. We're a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast. My name is Nathan Lurs. I am your Dungeon Master on this fateful, combat-fueled evening. There's a lot going on with our party. We'll get to all that here in just a moment, but first, I think it's time to introduce all of my beautiful, perfect players who all they want to do is chain combats together to make them increasingly deadly, driving and fueling the fires of their heroism. To my left, we have...
Hi, I'm Sophie. I play Valeska Carter, the human asterisk cleric of the Arcana domain.
Is human asterisk going to be a race now?
Right? Yes.
A variant of human.
Absolutely.
Hey everyone, it's Jonathan here playing Checkers, the Grung druid, and his trusty frog pal Mango, who has not yet made an appearance, but in place of Mango is a poisoned owlbear going into a unsuspecting Grung camp, and that is just fantastic. But the point is, Checkers has made some choices, and they have all been correct, and I refuse to believe otherwise. Yep. So, hi everyone, my name is David, and I play Cascarin Brightmane, the Dwarven Warlock. Man, it's really nice having a bunch of archers at your beck and call.
Yep.
That's pretty neat.
You just do this all the time.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Steve. I am playing
Solve Asterlin, the Dragonborn monk from the Bingjuzi Monastery.
Last episode, we got to see Selv unleash his breath weapon.
Yeah, that was fun.
For the first non-cinematic time.
Yeah, right. That was kind of more of a flavor, little puffs and whatnot. This was the full might.
Yes, trying to actually take some people out.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun. I'm excited I got to do that, and now I'm looking forward to that short rest so I can do that again.
Yep. How's everyone feeling in or out of character about, say, a scale of 1 to 10 to 20?
I give Val a 4 out of 17.
Okay.
But it's not her hit points. I'll let you guess about that number then.
That confused me more, but it adds mystery, and I like mystery, so...
Spell slots?
17 spell slots.
Right, yeah.
Spell slots plus HP out of 17.
Nice. That is worse somehow.
But Steve gets a point for guessing right.
He does.
Yay.
No real points, just like whose line is it anyway points.
Right.
Cascarin is probably a -4 on a scale from -10 to 10.
Got it.
On the emotional level.
The emotional level.
Yeah. On the physical level, he's fine.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
He's got like some spell slots. He's got some HP. He's fine. But he's really, really feeling that hurt.
Yeah. I was going to ask, what...
There's some Johnny Cash playing in the background.
Yeah. Before we kind of get into it, Cascarin saw this young guard. You said, hey, we need you to do a little better. We're all in this together. You saw him standing in the battle, and you saw him be cut down. How's Cascarin feeling as the snake falls from around him?
Cascarin has obviously seen his friends fall in combat, but it has been years since someone has fallen because of his mistake. And he knows that it's his mistake. Deep down, he knows. Cascarin he takes a step in that direction before remembering that there are still 2 Grung behind him. He cannot leave. But he takes a minute, has to forcibly stuff these emotions away, this regret, this anguish, into another part of himself to process later. And then puts back on the calm, reassuring face, the face ready to fight, because that's all he can do right now.
Yep. Lot of stuff going on, long and short of it. Around Cascarin, there was a big constrictor snake that you guys successfully killed the rider of, and now freed from its clutches. There are 2 Grung right next to Cascarin. There is a Grung riding a lizard thing, sort of near Mango, who's up in a tree. And then by Selv, there are 2 archers who are kind of up in the tree who have been battered around just a little bit. Am I missing anything? Any questions for anyone?
I just want to see the constrictor steak.
Yeah, I know. Constrictor steak. It went really great. Hey,
well,
fan artists,
Right.
use that prompt. See where that gets you.
Or, that's the meal after the fight is the constrictor steak.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's true. We already have established that Checkers likes to do his science via consumption.
Yeah,
So
right. In case it matters, Checkers is in the tree, not Mango. Mango does not exist
yes,
yet, so.
I apologize. I misspoke.
No,
So
that's fine.
Mango, we decided, had been left back
Yeah.
at the caravan, is not a part of any of these efforts.
Yeah.
Just for anyone who was missing their dear Lord Frog Boy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know I am.
Selv, you have 2 Grung. They are now in different trees, but they are still relatively within reach. You know that you have blasted both of them full force with the weight of your mighty dragon breath. What would you like to do? And they seem not feeling great.
I'm not feeling great either.
Fair.
Common theme.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I am going to do is take my spear and I'm going to throw that at one of them.
Ooh.
Cool.
You have a spear? Or is it a javelin or a...
It is a spear that I picked up off of possibly some of the Grung earlier.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. And
Cool.
that I'm fine with that.
I'm going to attempt to hit him with a
Ooh.
19,
Yep, that absolutely hits.
and that's going to be a whopping 3 points of damage.
It's still up.
Of course it is, because I rolled a 1. On
Rolled
the
a
damage
1.
die. So I will be drinking a healing potion, and I will get back 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points,
Nice.
7 hit points. So that was my bonus action.
Y'all are just doing too much potion-based healing. Like, we gotta stop that. No. It's full round action now.
Yeah. Yeah. Draw.
Great. And then lastly, I will be moving back into the trees to take some cover from possibly
Got
being
it.
shot at.
You guys are like playing this weird cat and mouse game of jumping around the trees, getting cover, bouncing in and out of cover. Awesome.
I will take cover behind some of the nearby trees, and I'm actually going to get down to take cover, so to be prone.
Ooh, okay.
Smart.
I like that. Does that cost any amount of your movement to drop prone? I think it does not.
To drop, it doesn't
to
cost.
stand up, it's half.
That's
but,
kind of what I
to
thought.
drop,
I'm
it
fine with,
doesn't.
again, you have enough movement. You're not
Yeah.
moving that far away.
But for
I'm into that.
our listeners, what that does is it means that any ranged weapon coming at me has disadvantage.
Yes, very smart.
On the dice.
Lowest of 2 d20s.
Yep.
It is now the orange Grung, the Grung leader's turn. And of course, this is not the High Overlord Grung, lest any of the around the table or any of our listeners forget. You all hear it yell out in its throaty frog language. Checkers, you specifically understand what it says. And it says, "Get back to the camp! Retreat! We will regroup with the others and crush them!" So, what he is going to do, he is going to take one action, and he is going to, once again... Sorry for any listeners out there who I just really triggered. That's my bad. And is going to try and poison you,
Yep.
being the kind of closest to him. Oh, and just to kind of reset the battle, the 2 archers that Selv is with would be the closest to the camp since they were at range. Then it goes Cascarin with the other 2 riders, and then farthest in the back with the most ground to cover is this Grung leader sitting on the reptile mount. So it is first going to do a poison attack against you to buy it a little bit of time. That is a natural 1. We don't do anything particularly devastating for natural 1s at the table yet. Ominous. So this thing just kind of rears back, and it's trying to do a lot of stuff. It's trying to handle its mount. It's trying to command all of this. Bits it at you almost as an afterthought.
Sure.
And misses wildly. But you, and only you, know what the plan is. And so you see it wheel its mount around and then move 40 feet, snaking around the combat. All the rest of you see this movement with dark vision, with light, all that stuff. You see it scream out something, and it turn around and start sprinting back to the camp. And that is its turn. Now it is the two other riders' turn. They're cowards. They're not in melee with anyone because Val withdrew and took those attacks of opportunities. I'm going to say they're going to double move. They are going to move away from where Kaskarin is and is going to get close to where Selv is, actually. So everyone has kind of started moving back in that direction. The archers still haven't moved yet, but those two riders are now all weirdly in the fray, and Selv, out of nowhere, you suddenly see enemies all around you. That is their turns. Kaskarin, you see all of this happening. What do you do?
Yes. So I'm actually going to retcon something slightly.
Yep, no problem.
So instead
well, I won't. I'm not going to promise anything.
Yeah, right.
I'll hear you out.
Kaskarin almost loses control at the sight of his acquaintance basically falling in combat, and he charges towards the groups of fleeing Grung, channeling his anger, and he's really feeling the other dwarf's battle chant course through him now.
Yeah.
He's feeling the Morning Star giving him strength and resonating with his own anguish. He's going to move 25 feet closer to the groups of fleeing Grung. And in that same movement, like a javelin thrower hurling their stick, he's going to cast Eldritch Blast and hurl it as hard as he can to the nearest Grung.
Okay. Are you targeting one of the riders?
Yes, I'm targeting one of the riders.
Got it. And one has been hit pretty hard, and the other one is untouched. Which one would you like to...
I'm going to hit the one that has taken damage.
Okay, got it.
That's going to be a 17 on the die to hit, but only 1 point of damage.
What does it look like when you kill this creature?
Nice.
1 point of... Guys, what are you doing? We got a boss fight, like, around the corner.
Switch out your D10.
One point of dice, that's not... 1 point of damage, that's not going to do it.
I prefer to think of it as not wasting that.
I'm
that
saving
damage.
my high rolls for later.
He's very
Whatever
efficient.
you need
Very
to,
efficient.
Whatever you need to tell yourself.
This Grung on the way back is already stumbling and just about to fall off of his own mount. And this single javelin nicks him in the back of the leg, and he yelps and then loses his grip on his mount and falls to the ground.
Excellent. This was the blue Grung that had slapped Val in the face several times, or tried to, and blinded her. Yeah, it falls off the back of this mortal, and the mortal immediately slows down, and you can see it wobbling on its feet just in the same way that you saw the previous captors, and just stops in a daze. And you know that in the next few seconds, it's going to collapse and pass out.
And Kaskarin yells at them, "You're not getting away that easily! Get back here and fight me!"
Cass, Val, they're going back for the camp. We have to stop them.
Don't tell me what to do, Checkers. I know that.
Hey, I'm just saying. Val, you seem more reasonable. They're going.
I'm with you, Checkers.
Very casually.
Cass is mad for something. We'll figure it out.
Well, fine, Cass. I'll talk to you later about it.
Checkers is going to leap through the trees and try to make his way closer towards the orange Grung and the lizard, making one last attempt to stop them before they get too far out of his reach.
Okay. As a reminder, the lizard has taken quite a bit of damage.
Right.
The rider has taken no damage.
Exactly. Yep. Sounds good. So he's going to try a maneuver that he tried earlier and try to pull the orange Grung off of the lizard to keep it from moving.
Yep.
Hopefully it works.
Sounds great. I love that plan.
With a fishing hook flying towards the orange Grung.
Love that image so much. Oh, no.
7 to hit.
Nope. That's a miss.
All right. This time, the fishing hook just sort of passes over the orange Grung's shoulder and retracts back to the crossbow. And you just hear a,
"Get back here, you coward."
bonus action. He is going to take a quick breather. He's going to use the second wind ability to regain some hit points.
Ooh, okay. Seems good.
I don't have a D10. All right. Okay, well, that was too much. 10 points of health returning back to Checkers.
Hey, excellent.
I feel way
Too
better.
much with my D10 rolls a 9. All right.
I have too many hit points.
Right.
Everyone else is like...
Checkers is feeling a 19 out of 19, in case anyone's asking.
Well, good for him.
Must be nice.
Okay.
Well, look at Mr. Fancy Pants.
Yeah, right. All done there?
All done.
Okay. The two archers are also going to start bounding, but they are not going to double move. They are going to single move and try to do some covering fire. So they are going to shoot once at Selv and shoot once at Kaskrin, because they are the two closest creatures, and also easily the only ones probably that they can see through all of the thick forest and all that stuff. First attack is going to be against Selv.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage, yes. Thank you so much for reminding me.
Nice.
2 on the die is the lowest one. So miss, and then is going to be a straight-up roll against Mr. Kaskrin. And that is a 1 on the die. I think that this is very, very telling, where they are immediately breaking. The guy told them to get out, and they're like, oh shit. They're practically firing over their shoulder, not looking at where they're going as they are trying to hop away. So they move their full movement, which is about 25 feet out of the way, but they are still certainly close enough so you would be able to still keep an eye on them.
Val, being very far away, will move 30 feet almost up to next to Cass, and then with a 60-foot range.
Yep, I think that's more than enough to hit anything.
She will cast Mind Sliver at the orange Grung.
That is the one that's still kind of the farthest back that Checkers is trying and failing to restrain.
Right.
Got it.
So DC 13 intelligence saving throw.
Not a great intelligence roll on this guy. Rolled a 1 on the die. Man, I immediately
Both of your dice have betrayed you.
I immediately get karma for giving you all shit about your ones. I apologize to the dice gods. I'd like to issue a formal apology.
I would also like to
change
note
up my
that
dice.
Nathan has set all of his d20s on the 20 side. Right.
Yeah.
Well, you
yeah,
gotta.
That's
Well, how else?
You gotta weigh them down. So, I have done poorly once again. You have mind slivered the
Great.
golden grung.
3 points of damage, and he will have a negative 1d4 for a saving throw.
I misspoke. I believe the leader, the orange grung, has actually taken damage from Kaskrin. I don't remember how it happened.
Your archers. Move your
Yes.
archers up.
Oh, yeah.
So you have done some damage to it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was going
10
to say,
points.
yeah, Kaskrin forgot about them in his anger and is now running. He'll remember them next time.
Yeah.
Val yells, archers forward!
Perfect.
Will they shoot on my command?
No.
Damn it. Cast the archers!
What?
Sorry about your levels, everyone. This is round 4 of this combat, which is really cool. Most combats, I feel like they're 2 to 3 rounds, something like that. This one is just complicated enough. Sorry for anyone who doesn't like combats. We hope it's nice and fun, but also it's D&D. You get it. You know what's happening. So it is Selv's turn. I am going to say your attention is so far in the opposite direction, and the sources of light are so weird, and you're so focused that you're not even paying attention to what's going on the other side of the battle. And so that will remain a mystery until the end of the combat. Selv, it is your turn. Suddenly you are, I won't say beset by grungs. There's a lot more around you than there once was.
Are they all on the ground?
There's the 2 archers who are up in the tree, and then there's one final grung mortal rider who is now on the ground running past you.
Do I know how bad off Val is? Because there's probably trees and stuff in between, and unless you shouted you needed help.
You may or may not have heard her scream in pain as she was stabbed with 2 spears, but she has made no
calls
cry for help.
Well, if I look over there, there's nobody around
No.
Val
Exactly.
right now.
There's like a unconscious giant constrictor,
Yes.
which you might not see Val. Val's short enough to hide behind it.
That's true. As far as you know, nope. All you see is just these 3 grungs all near you, clearly making a beeline back to the clearing.
We need to not have them alert the camp.
Well, there's an owlbear trundling that direction.
Yes.
But it might buy you time.
It's also different, though, of like, oh, there's an owl bear versus, oh, we're actually being attacked by a coordinated attack.
Even
or
a couple
something.
extra seconds is big.
Yeah. I am going to stand up, first of all.
Oh, right. Half your movement.
And then half my movement will actually get me directly behind the grung that is riding
I think with
a
your
mortal
speed,
on the
that's
ground.
no problem.
Then what I will do is I'm going to hit the Grung a few times with my quarterstaff.
Okay, that seems good. Seems like a quality choice.
Yes. So this will be the regular attack, and then I'm also going to use my... Oh, actually, let me do this one at a time, because I might flurry, I might not. I don't know.
Yep, that makes sense. I think that's smart. As a reminder to both you and the listener, because it is writing something, the Grung has just a little bit of extra cover, so a tiny bit higher AC.
So 13 to hit.
That is a miss, just barely.
All right, then I will spend 1 point of key to do a flurry of blows.
Got it?
Nice.
Whoops. So
Roll good.
this will be 2 more attacks. Ugh, that's going to miss. However, this is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
That is going to be 9 points of damage.
Whoa. It is still up, but barely. It sees you coming and lets out a squawk and is able to dodge your first couple, but you see the way that it's moving, and then as it kind of pops its head around, your fist is already almost on the way, or excuse me, I guess, I don't know,
The
it's
staff
your
is a
staff is
quarterstaff,
already on its way to where it was going to be, and smacks it, and it is dazed, and you see it almost lose its grip a little bit, but is able to hang on and is still fighting for consciousness. It is the leader's turn. I think it is once again going to not use its full move to try and buy a little bit of more time, but it is not going to try and attack Checkers. Mm-hmm. It is going to move, and again, it's pretty fast, so 40 feet, which puts it pretty close, not quite caught up to the rest of the group, but getting there. Its way is going to spit at Cascarin. Since you are the next closest on the way, and clearly you have a big old hammer, and that's...
Cascarin's not even paying attention to him, like he's focused at the fleeing Grung.
That's a natural 20.
Okay.
But it doesn't do damage. It just hits you. So
All right.
roll me a Constitution saving throw with advantage, please, being a dwarf.
Oh, I needed that. That is a 20 Constitution.
You save. Because it was a 20, I'll say you still feel the effects, even though nothing really happens. It hits you full on, and you are staggered just a little bit, and you can feel it making contact with your skin, seeping through your armor. It's this gross, goopy thing that Val had stuck in her hair in kind of an unfortunate way. Still does, in fact. Mm-hmm. And you feel like you are slowing down just a little bit. All of your body is getting numb, as if like you are losing sensation in your extremities a little bit. But that is as far as it goes. You are able to retighten your grip on your hammer and continue on being the hero that you are. That is the end of its turn. It is now the rider who is in melee with Selv's turn. He is going to use the dodge action and is going to try and move away. So
dodge or disengage?
Disengage, yes. I apologize. I said it, and I was like, is that the one? There's a couple D words that work. Don't take that out of context. So yes, he takes the disengage action and moves 30 feet away. But again, even your presence being there has slowed him down quite a bit, and is not quite at the edge, but is now getting close and is starting to croak just a little bit. Cascarin, your turn.
Cascarin is losing feeling in his toes and his feet, and he almost stumbles forward. His stamina is draining as he's basically running through this forest, trying to catch up with the last remaining Grung. He charges forward in front of the lizard and the orange Grung to head them off with another Eldritch Blast. He turns around and throws it at the Grung that is nearing the encampment, trying to get it before it can deliver its message. That is a 19 on the die for 24 to hit, dealing 7 points of damage.
How would you like to describe your kill, sir?
In much the same way where this Grung is on this mortal, and the mortal is basically hobbling towards the encampment, trying to get away. There's just a javelin that pierces the Grung in the back, and you just see it fall off and just like whack. Whack onto the ground.
We now have the new Grung death sound.
He turns around and faces the lizard and snarls at him. You're not getting away either.
Awesome. The Grung looks wildly at you with its big jowls, bobbling as it is startled by your sudden ferocity. Checkers, it is your go. You are awkwardly positioned from everything, where they just move 40 feet away from you, and you don't quite have that level of speed. What are you going to do?
Checkers moves forward closer to the rest of the party, and he shouts out,
Hey, ugly. No, not you, Cascarin, the other one.
Boom, got him,
Got him.
idiot.
is the orange Grung close enough for another Thorn Whip, or is it just out of range?
I think it's, what's the range on
30
it?
feet.
Oh, then you're fine. I thought it was a little shorter than that. If everything keeps moving the same speeds,
Cool.
you'll probably be out next time, but here's hoping that doesn't happen.
Right. For right now, it's not moving quite quickly enough to get out of my range.
Absolutely.
So another jagged fishing hook flies towards the orange Grung, hopefully this time actually getting it, but we will see.
Come on, checkers.
11.
I'm going to double check. That's a miss.
Thorn Whip, you are not working for me today.
Damn.
I know.
He
so
has a
it's the-
-1 for the save, too. I'm trying to set it up for you.
It's
Roll
a
the other die.
It's a melee spell attack, unfortunately for me, so I just have to hit him. But, bonus action, he is going to conjure up 3 more frog stones and put him in his hat.
Okay.
His hat just like weighed down with these 6 stones.
Yeah.
Well, he's used some of them already.
Yeah, some of them I've used, and they disappear every time I conjure them.
You can feel Junior, your frog familiar, kind of like move to the other side of your hat to kind of counterbalance it a little bit.
I think Junior's your reload guy.
Actually, what happens is when Checker reaches his hand up to pull a frog stone, Junior just hands one over to him.
Perfect.
I'm
And
just imagining Checkers has like little pockets in the inside of the flap of his tricorn, and Junior just like when the stones get conjured, Junior just like organizes them and then is ready to like hand them off at a moment's notice.
Everyone's favorite barely seen frog, Junior. Stack of frogs.
Wonderful.
Well, yeah, it is still a stack of frogs. It's not the full stack,
Yeah, not yet.
but it is still, and Mango's still
It's a
with
short
you
stack. Yeah.
spiritually. It's a short stack. of frogs.
Hey.
Fucking
Yeah, I got one before Steve could.
guys, our show's great. Anyway,
And turn.
awesome. Okay, so now it is the 2 archers' turn.
Learning.
Steve and Sophie just thumbs up each other across the table. That's wonderful.
Fucking nerds. No, okay. I do actually think that they're still going to be doing covering fire, because I think they think that if they can just cause you to also pull back, that they'll be free and clear. So they are going to attack a Selv once more, and they are going to attack a Cascarin. First, a Selv. That is a 18 to hit.
Dang it.
4 points of damage. A 2 on the die to hit Cascarin, which I assume
Misses.
is very off. They are going to be hopping for another 25 feet or so in between the trees. Can't move a full probably 25, just because, again, that's not how trees are spaced. They are continuing to move, and now they are, like, if they are not stopped next round, the jig is up. Period. And they're already starting to yell. You checkers can hear that they're starting to say, hey, over here. Or, excuse me, Stockholm Blue, over here. And are starting to try to raise the alarm.
Yep.
And I don't know if you can see anything further than that, but they're starting to
For sure.
try to raise an alarm of some
Yeah.
sort.
Right.
Okay, Val.
Val will continue running her full 30 feet forward. On the other side of Selv, that big raptor is very close. She doesn't like that.
So Valeska is still like pretty far away from the lizard.
Yes. Val is looking rough.
Okay.
She is not getting close to that lizard.
Gotcha.
Checkers, question.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Would Val know if Grung are particularly dexterous?
Well, you could probably base.
Yeah, I think
anything
just
you know
based off of what we've
That's what
seen.
that's why I'm
Yeah.
asking.
Checkers is, and his species are, so I might say, he would say yes, of course.
They're fairly
all
dexterous.
all Grung are fairly dexterous,
Okay.
because he doesn't know about the other ones.
That's what I figured. Can Val, from where she is, see the archers? She has light on her.
They would have a torch. You could make them out. No problem.
Great. Mind sliver.
Okay.
Towards the one who is closer.
I thought you were talking about your archers. your guys. That makes more sense.
Yeah, sorry. No, I am yelling at Cass in his mind because Mind Link is still up. Like, Cass, what the fuck? Get the archers!
I forgot about
or
them
whatever swear word we have in this world. I'm using the worst ones.
And she knows a lot of languages, so
yeah, you just hear Val like rapid swearing.
Yeah, foul,
once would have been okay. I could have forgotten it once. Twice it's like, this would have made a difference.
And Val, as she's running up, is still like, archers forward.
Yeah, but you can see, and what I'll say is that they're moving that direction. They hear you say it, so are moving, but are not kind of doing their full like attack.
And Val would not be yelling in that panicked voice. Actually, she would be more like authoritative, like archers forward.
Excellent. Anything else you'd like to do?
One of the archers has to make an intelligence saving throw.
They've both been injured pretty badly. Do you have
whichever one is closer to the camp?
Okay.
She would go for it.
They're both close, so we'll do the one that's a little bit worse off.
Perfect.
11.
He fails.
How would you like to kill him?
Yes.
He had 1 hit point. 1 hit point from Selv throwing a spear at him. He rolled a 1 on the dice, and then it didn't die.
Anything else would have done it.
Anything else would have done it.
Val is too, like, in the moment to really differentiate when she's speaking out loud to when she's speaking to Cass via Mind Link. So Cass just hears her say a phrase he doesn't understand, but has the same rhythm of may you find the knowledge you seek, as a bolt of energy goes past Selv's shoulder and just like disappears into the tree. And then a grung falls.
Okay.
Archers forward!
Absolutely.
This is Jonathan here with the mid-roll, and I have Sophie here with me too, and we're just hanging out, having a good time.
Hey, everybody.
We just wanted to take this moment to tell you all about our Twitter at @reckless_attack and our Instagram at @recklessattackpod. We put a lot of fun content on both of those. We want to make sure you all see it and interact with us. Come say hi.
There's also pup pics.
We have lots of pup pics, and you do not understand just how many thousands more pictures of dogs we have to share with all of you. So please come visit us.
There's an entire shared album. We're just waiting.
Yes, absolutely. And mostly just wanted to say hi, see how everyone was doing, and hope you're enjoying the episode. If you like what you're hearing, come take a look and review us on Apple Podcasts and wherever else you want to listen to us, I think.
All of the places.
Yeah.
We're everywhere.
Exactly. That's all from me, folks.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Bye.
Top of the order, Selv. There is an archer up in a tree, and you see the leader squaring off against Kaskrin, but clearly also headed this direction. What do you do?
I would like to run past the grung that Cass threw his javelin at.
Yep.
And on my way, grab my spear, and I will hurl it at the grung that is...
We're not paying
fleeing.
too close attention to ammunition and stuff here. I think it's cool as hell that Selv picks up the spear that he threw and then turns and whips it at another person. I think is cool as hell. So, actually, because what happened, that was the grung that Val just killed.
Yeah, right,
so
right.
what happens is this grung falls out of the tree just like stone dead from a brain explosion.
Yeah.
And then Selv runs up and pulls the spear out of it. It had been stuck in the shoulder, just kind of a flesh wound, and you're able to pull it out and huck it at the next one.
And close a little distance and then throw it. So let's
Roll better.
come on, dice, don't fail me now.
No,
That's an 8.
no, that's not gonna do it.
Okay, so I don't know if I have another, because it would be a bonus action now to draw another weapon, right?
No,
Well, because I picked up my spear, which is the free one to interact with a weapon, right?
I believe that's correct.
I think that might be true. Yes.
Okay.
because it's free to drop it, but not to
Right,
shoot it.
right.
And in your other hand, you would still have your quarterstaff.
Throw the quarterstaff.
Do you have reach? You're tall.
Yeah.
Still only 5 feet with the quarterstaff.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my next question is if I am close enough to. Oh no, it would be the bonus action attack, right?
I'm fine with allowing that. That's no problem. I think it's cool as hell. And like,
Okay.
whatever. That's cool.
We're gonna try this set of dice.
Do it.
Yeah, roll better and don't make me, regret this. Well, technically better.
It was technically better, so that's a 9 to hit.
No.
Yep.
Heck.
Come on.
And is that it?
That's pretty much all I got. I'm hoping somebody has something ranged.
Okay.
Like archers.
Yeah, like archers.
Well, it's almost Cass's turn. But first, it's not Cass's turn. It is now the Grung Lieutenant's turn, the orange Grung, who is still riding his faithful steed. There is a Cascarin in front of him, however.
Hi, it's me.
You've actually positioned yourself very well for it being a large creature, because it really has to, even disengaging, has to really work all the way around you.
Just maul him and be done with it. Yeah, just run him over. If I was a Grung commander, that's what I would do.
The Grung saw it hit you square with its poison attack, and that it did nothing. And that you just stood there and took it, and then growled at it, essentially. So it's not like super inclined to try to do that on you again. Most of the other threats around it are not exactly close by. So really it's between, is it going to attack you, or is it going to keep running?
Or is the lizard going to attack?
Oh, no, that'll be a part of it. Don't worry. Okay, so what's going to happen is going to stay within your reach, but it's going to circle around you. And as this is happening, the Grung is going to make one spear attack against you, and its mount is going to make one attack against you.
Okay.
First, the Grung. That is a 15 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. Now it is, oops, I don't need this D6. I need something a bit bigger.
Oh, no.
Just a little bigger, though. It's a D8. It's going to roll against you again. 21.
That absolutely hits.
Okay. You take 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. Ow.
And that is the end of its turn. Cascarin, what would you like to do?
Archers, forward! And he directs the archers to fire against the Grung Lieutenant.
Such a cool accidental story thing of Cass being so flustered that he forgets to command.
7 points of damage. It's just a rain of 6 arrows. Some hit, some don't.
How many points of damage?
7.
What does it look like when these arrows take down this Grung leader?
Nice. This creature just sort of flanks around Cascarin to get in an advantageous position, strikes him, and the creature grabs him in his claws and is finally like, yes, I can do this. And all of a sudden, from the trees, a rain of arrows falls down onto the lieutenant. The first arrow, not to be gruesome, but hits him in a way that it knocks him off balance, hits him in the shoulder, and in that motion, the second arrow flies through his eyeball, killing him instantly.
Yep, okay. That is the archers. There's only one combatant left. There is one archer left. It is still beelining. I'm going to say it's a little bit harder shot for you because it's a little far away and still up in the trees, so a little bit of cover. I have no problem you being able to target it.
Eldritch Blast.
Great. Roll good.
That is going to be a 16 to hit.
That is a hit.
For 10 points of damage.
Wow.
Dang.
Maximum damage.
Cascarin, what does it look like when you kill this one?
Cascarin should really just be angry more often.
Apparently.
Yeah, he
Barbarian dip.
Yeah. Ooh, actually. He can barely even see it. It's on the edge of his dark vision, but he can just see the briefest motion. He hurls a light javelin at it, and then moments later sees something falling from the trees, thudding against the ground.
Excellent. That is the last Grung from that combat. We are now out of initiative order for the first time in like an hour and 15 minutes of playtime.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys do? You have a moment. There is that last thud. There's still a little bit of commotion going on. The camp is in front of you. You don't have a great look at it. You're not far. It would be very easy to. How do you all react? What do? You know that this is still very a very, very intense situation.
Val immediately looks at the other battle to see what's happening, but she might have to take a knee real quick, look at it while she's resting.
Yeah, got it. Yep.
In that final moment, as the Grung falls to the ground, Kaskrin just lets out a battle cry in tune with the other dwarven woman, and he's just like, ah!
Excellent. What's everyone else doing?
Checkers is going to go up to the orange Grung that is now laying on the ground with a crossbow bolt in its eyeball and just like kick him in the head, like, ha, take that. And that's what he does.
Does Checkers wear shoes?
No, he doesn't wear shoes.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Fine. 24.
God damn it.
And he kicks him with the other foot. Ha, take
Dice,
that.
the dice gods have spoken.
I rolled like a 5 and a 6 the whole rest of the time,
Yep.
so this is what I needed.
This is where you switch
19
die.
on the die.
Yeah, right.
19 on the die.
Right.
Self, what do you do? Again, this is like all happening right now. This is that we are out of initiative order, but essentially these are still turns to an extent because that is how bang this is all happening.
Selva's going to grab his spear, crouch down a little bit, not like prone.
Yep.
But just kind of crouch down, listen in the direction of the camp, and see if any of the shouts from the Grung have woken up anybody over there, or if the growl has made its way into the camp.
Okay.
And then turn really quickly back towards Val and just say,
Heal who you can.
Those of you who turn back to the other battle, you see that it is essentially also over. It seems a little bit more settled. They are regrouping. You actually see that another guardsman has died and is laying down in a similar spot, but they are regrouping. And you can see Giannis is already whispering orders to people to get together, form up. Again, you can't quite make it out. You're just far enough away, and he's not like yelling it or anything like that. And the dwarf has stopped her chanting. They are clearly starting to make a beeline a little bit towards the camp and a little bit towards you guys, splitting the difference, if that makes sense.
If Val would have seen people down, she would have sprinted as fast as she could,
Awesome, yeah.
mechanically double moving,
Absolutely.
and just gone down, like as she's moving, pull out her healer's kit to see if she can stabilize anybody.
Yeah, so both of the two guards are dead, including the one that Kaskrin saw. So those two are both dead. Everyone else is certainly cut up. You see that the Verdant Wave is feeling okay. The other couple remaining guards are, a variety of cut up, maybe even one of them a little sick, that kind of thing, but they're all doing relatively fine. The Verdant Wave looks at you as you go past, sees that you're going to attend to the wounded, and then keeps walking in your guys' general direction. Selv, you are crouching down and you're just trying to close your eyes and just take in as much sensory information as you can, and you hear a small commotion start in the camp. It's not a whole uproar. You guys were there as there was still a little bit of activity in camp, and it's not quite even to those levels yet, but you are now starting to hear some activity. And after even a moment, you hear strange roar mixed with a bird of prey cry. And that's what you hear.
You just see Checkers go like,
Yes.
And then go back to kicking.
yeah. But also, he looks over at Selv. Selv, how are you? You're looking,
yeah,
Okay.
he's about half.
All right. So he's going to come over there and hand you the potion of healing that he received from Etchis. And just,
I do have a second one I
Okay.
can use.
okay, cool. Well then,
Val might not.
Yeah, Val, how are you doing?
Seeing that both of these guardsmen are dead, she is taking a quick second. If they fell awkwardly, place their bodies in a gentle repose, kind of, and close their eyes, say a quick prayer, and noting where they are in the forest so she can come back.
Who does Val, in those sort of moments, who or what does Val honor or pray to or ask to ferry? What things are you saying, and who are you saying them to?
She wouldn't be praying necessarily to the god, or the twin gods of death necessarily. Normal times, she would probably know the person and know what god they or
Right.
saint they prayed to. And in this moment, in this rush, she is just praying for peace.
Yep. Got it. I love that.
I would like to note, too, that Casquin is probably with Valeska, helping her move these bodies and getting them prepared. And he is staring at kind of Yanis as the Verdant wave is crossing through, just with this cold fury.
Yep.
But the one thing that he does want to do is get any identifying information, like maybe a badge or some dog tags off of the soldier that fell, the one that he knew, just to take back with him.
Few things are going to happen. I'll address it all. First, Giannis and the Verdant Wave and the couple of soldiers who are begrudgingly walking behind them. They take note that you are running back that direction, and seeing that you are not running back to the caravan, let you pass without anything, and all start beelining towards the tree line to assess the situation and essentially ignore you as you go deal with these two corpses. You, Checkers, and Self would obviously see them go up that direction. Cascarin, yeah, I would say that you'd be able to maybe find some papers or something like that, like maybe even a letter or something along those lines that would be identifying enough for whoever.
Oh yeah, like a letter that he's maybe written for someone back home.
Yeah. So you pat it down, you're doing that. After a few moments pass, Selv, you can hear things are starting to ratchet up at the camp. You are hearing a little bit more roaring, you are hearing a lot more squawking, in addition to a little bit of rumblings that were already happening. And so, Selv, you would know that you don't know at what state they are or how alerted they are or what that means, just because, again, you're just trying to like take in that information. But you know that they are up and running.
All right,
so to
yeah,
speak.
so I'll let the others know. It's like,
The camp is waking up again.
And Val is doing this real quick. She's not taking time to, once they're dead, she's like, peace be with you. Close your eyes. All right, we're going to deal with this.
Yeah.
And as she goes back to Selv and Checkers, she will take that second healing potion.
Yeah.
And that was Checkers' healing potion.
No, Val had 2.
Oh, you had another one. Okay. Great.
I'll just keep it then. Fine. No one wants it.
Shove it in my face when I die.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Good roll.
That's 2 3s plus 2.
and I believe I will also take my second healing potion.
Okay. Cass, you would probably you'd be lingering there a little bit longer than Val does.
Yeah.
What do you do once you're done? Do you head back towards where everyone else is?
Cascarin takes just another slight moment when it's just him and the body, and Valeska's already gone towards the rest of the party, just to put his closed fist on his chest as to take a moment of silence for a fallen friend. He didn't know him very well, but he knows that his death could have been avoided, and he wants to respect that. But otherwise, he doesn't linger too much longer. He takes the paper with him, he takes the letter, and then hears the ambient sounds of the rest of the camp waking up.
As you are walking back, you see Giannis is already speaking to his fellow guildmates and is turning to the rest of you. Cass, by the time that you have come up, he's already started talking and giving orders. Giannis is saying, we need to strike now while they're still waking up. I think as long as we are able to kill a critical mass of them, the rest will fall and we'll be able to clean up the camp. And I think we just need to keep pressing and they will break. His guilders are nodding and the other guardsmen are just kind of there. But that is what he's saying. And he is telling you, we are going now. Do what you need to do. We're wiping this camp out now. How do you all react to that?
Val, forgetting that she has mind link up, is just swearing at him in multiple languages. Not at Cass, sorry, at Giannis. She's not a fan.
In his mind?
Yeah, she's forgetting that mind link is still up with Cass.
Got it.
So Cass is just hearing her inner monologue of like, fuck this guy.
Valeska.
What?
I can't.
Sorry.
And then she goes back to in her own head, still doing it. Okay. So,
So,
so how does everyone
right.
else react to this?
So Selv will actually turn to Cass and say,
Is this also your assessment,
He's not wrong, but he does know that there are a pen of other mortals in there. We can't just go in, guns blazing, wipe everything out.
Giannis looks at you and finally kind of regarding you, turns and says, yes, I know there are other assets, but we have a mission and we must execute it. And if there are collateral damage, obviously we'll do our best to avoid it, but we will do what we must.
Kaskrin is grinding his teeth at this point. We have a mission, and the mission is to keep these people safe.
No. Our mission is to keep the runic roads safe. It's not about those people in the pens.
And who travels these roads?
Cass.
Fine.
Volume.
Fine.
What's everyone getting so worked up about?
He comes squashing over with with yellow grung residue just on his foot.
Whatever we do, we need to act now, and we need to act quietly. And that is a direct message to Cass in his mind.
I know. It's just... Fine. The faster we move, the faster we can take out these grung.
What about a reconnaissance?
Selv, you were at the camp before. What did you see?
I will describe what I saw.
Not much would have changed from when Selv was doing reconnaissance. As a reminder, there's the guy who's in charge, pile of weird bladder stuff. There are fruit. There is the pens. There's a few areas of rampart wall type things, but really it's still a very partially formed camp. The only other kind of new information that I can think of is that Selv, at the time, you would have known, there aren't many guards. That's kind of thrown out the window as you guys are hearing more and more commotion as the seconds are passing, and you are hearing more of the screams. And also, as a reminder, there is an unconscious baby owlbear sitting essentially next to you guys, whose mom is
Elsewhere.
has been pushed elsewhere.
Remember the mortals they are riding will fall unconscious if the contact is removed from the grung. If we can get them all off of their mounts. I know your thorn whip can pull things off.
Absolutely.
And it works 100% of the time.
Every time, 60% of the time, it works every time. So
Val, at this point, will address the guards and the archers and just say, our targets are the grung, not the mortals they are riding. Be sure to aim true. Then turns to Giannis and says, let's go.
So this is for the people at the table and for the listeners at home. I try very hard to be a DM who presents players with NPCs who have ideas. That is just the NPCs. This is not Nathan talking. And I know that the people around the table know that because we've been playing together for forever and ever. But I think that's important to say, is that this will be a recurring thing that happens. And I really want to stress that I, as DM, I try very hard to be like, this is what the NPC says and thinks. It might fuck everything up. It might be bad. And it is up to my lovely players to decide what to do with that information. The camera zooms out a little bit, and all the sounds quiet down a little bit. You can see Giannis is now starting to point at each of you and give you your orders. You see the guards, who are looking a little more shell-shocked by the moment, are lined up and put in a formation. You guys are put to the side. Giannis looks at Kaskrin, and you can see him point to a piece of earth where he wants him to stand. And what is the expression on Kaskrin's face as this happens? Don't need to say anything, no lines. What does the omniscient viewer see as Kaskrin gets this instruction?
There is a mix of resignation and anger and disdain, but not at Yanis, at himself. And it's just this he's trying so hard not to look defeated as he goes and stands where Yanis has pointed.
And that's where we'll end it this week, everyone. Thank you all for listening. This has been another lovely episode of Reckless Attack. We'll see you next week.
If you love Reckless Attack, and I know you do, you'll love the people who helped us make it possible. Our logo artist, Maggie Pearson, character artist, Borg Cinnabon, and website designer, Donnie Chung, put together all the visuals you see for our podcast. We have some fantastic music, too. Our opening and closing theme was written by Chicago-based composer Megan Carnes. We also use the works of Kevin MacLeod and Michael Gelfi for our background music, and appreciate all the wonderful content they've put on the internet. You can find all of their social media links and more info about each of them on our website, recklessattack.com. See you all next time.